Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If this is your first time clicking on a video, my name's Talia. Welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can become part of the T and family today. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy and want to see more. And last but not least, make sure you hit that gray notification bell so you get notified every time I post a freaking video. Guys, it has been so long since I've sat down in front of the camera to film a video. I'm going to be explaining why and just kind of an live, not a live, but a live update of what the heck has been going on. I missed you guys tremendously. I miss posting and making videos and everything like that. You guys will be getting a lot more videos because I just have so much to tell you guys. But this video is going to be an update on when I went to Cleveland, Ohio for my GI update. Before I get into the video, I just want to make a public announcement that you guys have been waiting for, that I've been waiting my whole life for, that I am officially a married woman. Oh my gosh, I'm married. I can't believe it. I love it. I love the title. It's amazing. We had a great wedding. Don't worry, the video is coming next, all about the wedding. But you guys are going to have to wait just a little bit longer because this video, like I said, is a GI update. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, anyway, so let me just give a little backstory. If you haven't seen the video telling you guys about my diagnosis, my chronic illness, make sure you pause this video and go watch that first, or this is going to be a little bit confusing. But in March of 2020, before coronavirus started, I went to Cleveland, Ohio, and they have this system where you have to see the nurse practitioner first before you can see a GI doctor. So, okay, whatever. I did that, and then she got me with the best GI doctor at Cleveland, and she kind of made it where, like, it was a rush important, like, very important. I was one of the top priorities to be seen, so I was very thankful for that. But then coronavirus started. It was very, very hard for me just because my condition, like, I tell my full story on the other video, but December 25th, Christmas of 2019, I got tremendously worse, and it's hard to say, like, I am decent, but I'm like not getting better this go around, so it's been a bit of a challenge. So I was seen on March 6th, so from that day all the way until July was just like flip-flopped. I had several appointments made in Cleveland, and I was set and ready to go. And then I would get letters in the mail saying that it was a virtual appointment. And to a normal person, like, a virtual appointment would be good. You don't have to travel. You don't have to do any of that. But for me, it was a nightmare. I cried almost every single time that I got the letter. And this is why. So if you're new to my channel, I live in Tennessee. So Cleveland, Ohio is about an 8-hour drive from me. Now, if I was just meeting the GI doctor, I could easily do that through a virtual appointment. But for me, I was having a test done. I can never pronounce the name of this test, but basically this is a TMI, constipation related video, so if you don't like that stuff, probably not the video for you, but I've been dealing with it so long, I don't get embarrassed or anything like that. So anyway, this test, it was a really, really big deal for me. In 2017, I had this test done in Philadelphia, and for whatever reason, like, they transferred all my results, but this one test, I don't know why, but they could never get it transferred, so I had to redo it. This test was the hardest test out of all of them for me. Basically, this test, what they do is they have to put this putty looking stuff. It's very thick. It's got like the texture of putty. They have to insert it into your rectum, and you have to be able to push it out like on it's like an X-ray machine. So I wanted to do the virtual appointments, but I was told by a nurse that I could, but that all he would say is he can't give me any advice until I have the test done, which meant I had to postpone my appointment. I got very discouraged during this time, just because like it was like every time it was getting closer to my appointment, it was getting postponed. Um, During this time, I suffered a lot of anxiety, and I still do to this day, which is just crazy because I've never been the type of person to have anxiety or depression or anything like that. But in my mindset, like, yes, I do 100% believe that coronavirus is real. But at the same time, like, coronavirus is temporarily, like, it's a virus. It's like the flu. It's just a sickness. I understand that people have died from it, but they've also died from the flu. So I just don't understand how somebody with a chronic illness is put on hold from a virus. Like, it was just very frustrating. It was discouraging. And I just never saw the light at the end of the tunnel. It was bad, and I had really, really hard days. It wasn't depression at all. I mean, a little bit maybe, but it was more just anxiety. I started to worry about things more. I started to have chest tightening and chest pain, which is a side effect from severe constipation, but a lot of doctors have told me that yes, it's from that, but it's also just from anxiety. I started to worry, like, what if I never be seen? What if, I just keep getting sicker? The whole 9 yards. I used to go to ERs just to get a small enema because the enema that you can get at the grocery store or wherever was not strong enough for me, and I couldn't even do that because of coronavirus. So I was losing hope. Um, I did actually do a lot of research, and I found something that made me, handle things better, whatever. Um, it's for a whole nother video, guys. Whatever. I got through it. My husband by my side, he is literally my rock. He's everything. He handles my illness very, very well. If I'm up in the middle of the night, he'll do whatever he can to calm my nerves or, just whatever he can. Like, he is literally my rock through this illness. Um, but anyway, on July 20th, was it July 20th? Yeah, no, that was my son's birthday party. I don't know, sometime in July, I think it was the 27th, um, I made an appointment for Cleveland, and yeah, it was July 27th, because it was supposed to be the week before, and I got a letter in the mail saying that it was a virtual appointment, so I called back, and they made it for a week later, and I was finally seen. Me, my husband, Darin, and my Nana took the 8-hour car ride. Keegan actually stayed with my dad because it was just easier that way. We brought my Nana along because the last time that we had went to Cleveland, I slept the whole entire way, and Darin just kind of wanted someone to chat with, talk to, whatever. Unfortunately, this time around, I didn't get this. I usually will get medication from my doctor to help me through the car ride because I do get really car sick. I have like vertigo and stuff. So, unfortunately, I didn't get the same medication, and the medication that I took kept me up. I slept maybe an hour there and an hour back, which was nice because I got to like hang out with everybody, and I wasn't car sick because I don't have the ear patch and nausea medicine and everything else. But whatever. So we got there, and so we drove up the night before because I had the day of. I had an appointment like at 10 o'clock, and then I think one at like 1 or like 12:45, and then I had one at 3 o'clock. So we got there the night before. When we got to the hotel room, we obviously got dinner. I think I had a salmon salad, healthy queen, and then we all decided to play Monopoly. So it was a lot of fun. I cried a lot the night before. It was just really hard for me. I had waited so long for this appointment, and my nerves got the best of me. I was just overthinking, and yeah, it was just super hard. But Darin took one for the team. He's doing everything to hype me up, whatever. We went to sleep, and then the next morning, so I had known off the top of my head, like, I had read online that one person could come with me, but then, that was it. So I had Darin call the hospital the next morning and ask if I could take two people or what we'd have to do because, if that was the case, I wasn't going to make my nana sit in the hot car, and I was just going to, make my, because when you rent a hotel, the checkout is usually like right in the morning. I was going to push it back till later. So I was getting ready, and Darin went out to call, and he came back to me and told me that nobody was going to be allowed with me at all. And I was completely heartbroken. My heart shattered into a million pieces. You guys will see at the end of this video pictures, and in most of them, I'm crying my eyes out because you gotta think, I'm 8 hours away in a state that I'm not used to, and I don't know where anything is in this hospital, and I'm about to have to face everything alone, including the test that I have been dreading for so long. Like, I just kept crying to Darin, telling him that I want to go home, I don't want to be here anymore, like, please just take me home. And he just kept telling me, like, we're here, we've made the drive, like, you have to go through with this. So, I literally cried for, I don't know, an hour and a half before my appointment. Somehow they were able to make it into the hospital, and then, like, there was this long walkway. So kind of like an airport, I want to say. Like, you walk in the hospital normal, and then there's like this long hallway. And then when you get to the end of the hallway, it says like Cleveland Clinic or whatever, and it's a desk like to help you where to go. So when we got there, I'm crying even more at this point because in my head I'm like, okay, well, as soon as I get to the top, they're gonna have to leave me, and I'm gonna have to figure this all out on my own. And it wouldn't have been so bad, but you guys have to remember that 2 of my appointments were in the same building, and then, like, my first and third appointment were in the same building, and then my second appointment was in a whole other building. So, I was just really sad, So, we got to the end of the walkway, and it was this lady, that has to ask, have you guys been having any symptoms of coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not really talking because I'm crying so much that I can't even, I'm hyperventilating at this point. So the lady's like, well, which one of y'all are being seen? And my nana was like, she is. And the lady was like, is she okay? Like, what's going on? And my nana was just like, but she's really nervous for some tests that she's having done, and she really doesn't want to go through by herself. And the lady was so nice. She was like, "It's fine. Like they can go with you." And at that moment, I was just like a weight had lifted off my shoulders, literally. So my first appointment was my nutritionist appointment, and they got back to the waiting room. We were all there, and then, I just went back to my appointment, which I was okay with. I just wanted my husband to be near in case I needed him. So I went back. I was, yeah, whatever. My nutrition, I didn't find that much out about because she was like, "Do you know why they made you this appointment?" And I was like, "No, honestly, because with what I have, there really isn't a nutrition thing that you can, a diet that you can go with." She did tell me just kind of eat soft foods. So like if I want an apple, to eat applesauce. She did tell me that I can eat watermelon, just not with the seeds, or like a tomato. Just take the peeling off and the seeds out, and I can eat it that way because I did tell her how fruits and vegetables are my life. So, yeah, she just kind of told me that, but it was a quick, easy appointment because, like I said, she didn't have much to say, which is fun. And then after that appointment, I had about 2 hours before my test. So we left the hospital and we went to this lake. It looks like an ocean. I will be posting pictures. It was so pretty. But the reason that we went there, as soon as you go over the lake, it's Canada. So that's how close we were. It was super, super pretty. And it was just so cool that we were that close to Canada. So we did that. And then I was starving, but unfortunately I couldn't eat before my test. So we just wasted some time, and then it was time for my test. This time, my Nana decided to stay in the car because she didn't want to walk the huge hospital, which I don't blame her. And I cried a lot, again, but just because I was so nervous. I didn't tell you previously, but if I failed this test, it was like the worst news I could have ever received. We'll just say that. So luckily, Darin was able to stay in the waiting room again. I went back for my test. You guys will see pictures, like I said, but there was this drink full of putty, and no lies, about this big, and she was like, "Oh, just imagine it as a vanilla milkshake," and I was like, no, it reminds me of Elmer's glue. Like, I wasn't able to drink the drink, so she just inserted the putty, and we finally got to the test, and I was so confident because I was able to push the putty right out. And I do apologize for the glare of my glasses and the ring light. But anyway, I was able to push this putty out like no other. I left that test like, yes, babe, I stressed for nothing. I was crying all that time for nothing. I passed the test. Like, I was like, yay. So, we did have some time before I finally met the GI. So, we went and got me food. I went to KFC. I was so excited. I really didn't eat that much because I was just feeling super sick from all the putty that had just been inserted. So, yeah. Anyway, so we finally saw the GI doctor. My Nana really wasn't allowed in that appointment, so she ended up just going to the car again. Darin, they let him in. Like, he actually got to go back and meet the GI doctor. I was so excited. But this is where things kind of take for a turn. I'm going to try to hurry because we're already at 19 minutes, but long story short, I failed the test. When he told me that I failed the test, I actually wanted to cry. I had so much hope that I had passed this test. I mean, I pushed the putty out. And to remind you, and I had this test done in Philly. It took so long, and I finally pushed the putty out, and I passed. So when I pushed the putty out instantly, I really thought I passed. So getting the news that I failed this test was heartbreaking. I was devastated. I felt like that I had went 10 steps forward and now I'm back at step 1. I really don't want to get emotional in this video, but basically now I have colonic inertia, which I already knew, but I also have PFD, which stands for pelvic floor dysfunction. A lot of women, this is common after childbirth or, just childbirth basically. Unfortunately for me, from where I have colonic inertia, I don't have bowel movements often, and basically pelvic floor dysfunction is where your muscles forget how to work. So in my case, my rectum, like my colon, is actually pushing down, but once it gets to my rectum, it's supposed to open up so it can go through, and my rectum muscles have forgotten how to work, and that's why I am struggling so much. Another big symptom in pelvic floor is bladder trouble, always feeling like you have to go pee, but when you go, nothing comes out. For a couple weeks before I went to Cleveland, I was having those troubles. I went to my family doctor thinking, oh, it's probably just a UTI, like nothing. But my UTI came back and nothing was showing up. So when I found out I did have PFD, I wasn't surprised because that's a big symptom and I had it. So from here, I do have to start in 2017. I did physical therapy, but it just wasn't helping me at all, so I quit before I was supposed to. Cleveland is sending me back to physical therapy. It's actually called a biofeedback, and it's to have your muscles, you pretty much have to relearn how to use your muscles. So physical therapy starts on August 3rd, which is Monday. I'm not too nervous, to be honest, just because I've done it before. I know what to expect. Thankfully, PT is in Knoxville, which is where I live, so I don't have to travel. And I know that once you do physical therapy so many times in the office, you can stop going and you can just do it from home. I have a follow-up with my TI in Cleveland, August 20th. And, okay, that's what it was. I think, I got all that messed up in the beginning. My original date was July 27th, and it got moved up to July 20th. But anyway, that appointment will be virtual because I'm not having a test done, so why would I drive 8 hours just to see him? So, yeah, that's our plan right now. If you guys are wondering why it's such bad news for me, my colonic inertia is pretty much put on pause because they have to try to fix my rectum muscles before they can do anything for my colon. If physical therapy doesn't work, there's a couple other options that we can try. I'm just trying to be hopeful, open-minded, whatever. My biggest symptom right now is just nausea, but I have that 25/8 anyways, so whatever. We're just living one day at a time. That's all the updates that I have for right now, though. Of course, I will keep you guys updated, like always, and the pictures at the end are just going to be kind of scattered, but Yeah, that's going to be all that for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, if you are praying, positive thoughts, following me on this journey, I really do appreciate it more than you guys will ever know. You guys are my heart and soul, and you guys are the reason that I'm fighting so hard to find a cure. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.